Hello everyone, welcome. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up, or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here, in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Okay, I think we're live. Are we live? Hello, hello, hello. I feel like, okay, I was like, something's not right, but it's okay. How is everybody? How you doing? Did you have an amazing week? Did you do something creative? Did you share some kindness with those around you? I'd love to know what those are. Henry and I celebrated the anniversary of our first date on Friday. So, when was that? July the 25th, 1991 was the first time we went on a date. We call it our first date because that was the first time we were alone together. I had known him for a little while, and at that time I was actually engaged to another man. And we were all supposed to go out together, and my then fiance jumped ship. And so Henry just met me, and we went and had a good time, and we just call it our first date. So how is everybody? Y'all doing good? Y'all have a good day going ahead of you? I've been staying busy, kind of working around, trying to get some things put together in my craft room. And what's crazy is the more I'm trying to organize, the more of a mess that I have. Do y'all ever feel that way? I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep pulling stuff out of crevices and places that I find around my space. And I had a pile on my desk when I came in here to get started for the live this afternoon. And I was like, I've got to clear some space off. But I got it done. Thank you, Julie. Hey, Naomi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Say hello to Elijah. I wanted to say one of the things that I found was years ago, a friend of mine told me of another person who was moving, and she had basically it was a huge, like almost the master bedroom size room. And in America, those are pretty big, like 16 just by something. And, and I was like, there's a lot of stuff in here, and they're going to throw it all away. So I went through it, and I think this was from that. It is a Brenda Walton Somerset scrap kit. So it's like a scrapbooking kit. It has some three-dimensional stickers. It's got some flat glitter stickers. Looks like it's got some three-dimensional words. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12 by 12 scrapbook papers. And I thought maybe I would use this as a part of the journal that we're going to use all these embellishments on. So I just wanted to kind of flash that out there and see what you thought of that. Keeping it soft, but yet we're going to blend a lot of white to it. And it looks like she paid $3.99 for it many, many years ago. I'm going to set that up here for now. So I wanted to kind of say, hey, Cecile, glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay, glad you invited her, Michelle. Let's see, what else? Oh, the 20th anniversary of happy anniversary. Yay, that's awesome. Yeah, cleaning the craft room is never ending. Exactly, it's always that way. Don't you feel that way every day, Michelle? I get it. I totally get it. So a lot of times y'all are asking, how do I come up with inspiration? If I don't find it within my space, sometimes I will look at old journals that I've made. I've got some journals that people had given to me. And another thing I'll do is I'll just go to Pinterest. And in this case, I typed in cluster, and I just pulled up to see what did they have. A cluster is another way to use up your little images or scraps. Maybe you've got scraps of paper, you've got scraps of fabric and lace, and you're trying to figure out little things to use those in. And this is one of those. It's called clusters. And we've got different varieties that people have made. Like this person looks like, it's going to be a video, but you can kind of see the image. They had like a piece of paper, they had some lace, there's some little scraps on there. So there's all kinds of ways to make cluster. Here's a good example. This one looks like it has some postage stamps on there. So I thought I would spend a little bit of time today just making some random clusters. You know, looking at those ideas for inspiration. Now later when I can't find my iPad, somebody tell me that it's under my sewing machine. Because I'll be like, what did I do with my iPad? Yeah, clusters are kind of a fun way to use things up. I happen to have some little things that I've set aside here. I tore some book pages into some rectangular square type shapes, and then I just grabbed a few things. So, you know, what do we want to use in a cluster? You can use all kinds of stuff. We could use fabric. We can use lace and paper. And I think what I want to do is I've got this paper punch that I punched out a few of these shapes. And I have a little bit of this lace. So I was thinking maybe I'll turn it this way, where I had a little bit of the lace on there. I had a piece of sewing pattern, and I thought, well, maybe I could put a little piece of that on there as well. I've got a coupon or ticket that I thought, well, maybe that could be kind of a cute cluster. Let's see how I can get this organized a little bit. I have a little flower, and then I have a scrap of some paper, and I have the word imagine. And so what I'm going to do first is just kind of audition everything, you know, look at it to see if that's the way I like it. And another thing is to not get too hung up on how it's put together. All right, so there we've got just a little bit of a cluster. I covered up the piece of paper that's in the background. And probably what I could do is get a little bit bigger piece of paper. So I think I'm going to do that. And here's what we're going to do first. I'm going to get rid of that piece, I think. I may put it down like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to start gluing things together. So I've got this piece that I'm going to glue right here. And I know I want a piece of lace, so I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of glue on there. I know I think I want to layer this little piece. So I'm going to glue down this piece. And then I want to do the word imagine. Oh, yeah, I do my own nails. Sorry, I didn't see that. It's under my sewing machine. I do my own nails. They're press-on nails that I paint myself and decorate them. And then I can use a temporary adhesive that when I'm done with this set of nails, I can soak my hands in hot water. And then these just will peel right off, and I can clean the adhesive out and store them and wear them again. So thank you. All right, so I'm going to put this right here, I think. So I know that's where I want that, but I think I want to make sure that I put some other stuff underneath. So I'm going to grab a little piece of this. What is this? It's a pattern piece. And I'm going to kind of stick that here. And then I have this is one of my rubber stamps, like just a little postcard. So I'll kind of put that, yeah, let's do it right here. And I was going to use a little piece of fabric. I got a piece of lace here, but I think I want to do a little piece of fabric. So I've got a tiny, tiny piece here. And I'm trying to decide if this is what I want to do, is just kind of place it right here. And then when I put this down, it kind of pokes out behind. So I'm going to add a little drop of glue and then kind of accordion fold it a little bit. Like that. And then, whoopsie, as it falls off my finger, I'm going to put a little glue behind here. So for our date anniversary, Henry took me to a concert. We saw, of all bands, Air Supply. It is their 50th anniversary of when they got together, and it was an amazing concert. I had a really good time. Henry and I had a lot of fun. It was really neat. Oh, if you donate during my live stream and I'm doing a raffle journal, you know what? I could do one today. Here, I saw one that I made a while back. It's a little Pride and Prejudice Jane Austen, not James, Jane Austen journal that I made a long time ago. I haven't been doing a lot of raffles lately because I have to pay for shipping to send it to everybody, but I will do one today if you're interested. This is just a quick little journal that I made a while back. I used to sell these, and I think this is just one that I had left over. What I mean is I used to sell them at a place that was a little craft mall where I would set up a booth and I had all my supplies. And this was one of the things that I had put out. So it's just a quick little journal. So we'll do that at the end. Throw dollars at me. Just throw the money. Just throw the money. Okay, so I like that. And I think I want this little flower right here. Wait, before I put down the flower, I'm trying to use all the things. Oh, wait, I've got some. This is just thread that when I rip paper, I can't get my words out. When I rip fabric, you usually end up with these little threads that come off. And so I've been saving those. And I've got one here that was done off of kind of a pale pink. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that. There we go. And then lay that in here so it kind of is seen. And then put that on top of it. Oh, and you know what else we could do? I think I have some bling here. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and rip this away so we still can see all those little pieces. Maybe even make it straight. And I saw some, where is it? Here we go. I had this little bitty package of gems that I think someone gave to me a while back. Can I get it out? What? It's not coming. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I see. It's all stuck to this. Okay. So let's grab one. Maybe we'll put it right here. So there's a little cluster we can use. Let's do another one. All right. So again, I got a little scrap of paper here. I've got a book page that I'm going to put on top. I think I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges that might be seen. Okay. Now, I'm going to lay this on top. Kind of put it down a little bit. And I saw somewhere, oh, I've got a square one of these. So maybe if we put it off the side, and I have some more lace. Oh, I also have a paper doily. Let's see what happens if I were to put this here. That might look kind of neat. What else do I have here? I have a larger butterfly. I don't know if that's what it needs on top of that. I have a purple butterfly that's made on white. Let's see if that looks better. I don't know. I'm going to still play with this. And what else? I've got another coupon. Let's do, this is the ticket side. So maybe if we put a ticket over here. I haven't done an actual piece of lace, so let's get a little scrappy scrap. Maybe down the side. I don't know. What do you think so far? This job, your job? Oh my gosh, Amanda, I understand. You just need a different job. Aw, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm looking here. Eyelash yarn. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I feel like I need something behind the butterfly that pops a little more. So maybe instead of this piece, I saw somewhere, aha, I've got some music. This was from a hymnal that apparently had been dropped in the mud because it was really dirty. So I rinsed it off as best I could, and then I laid it out to dry for a really long time. You can see where it discolored it. All right, let's do this. I want to add some distress inks to it. Okay. Now, if I were to change this up a little bit, I think that looks a little better than what I had before. And let's see if we can find, I know I saw here some little like daisy type flower that we could put there. We don't have a word or word phrase on here yet, so how about find a passion? And I thought I saw, I have this one. I don't know if that's too see-through. Maybe we could put it where it kind of covers up the ticket down here. Like that. Maybe. Let's snip it. Let's snip it. Music pages are fun, aren't they? Mud dye. I know, isn't that crazy? When my friend said, I don't know if you want this, but it fell in the mud and I tried to clean it, she said. And I said, oh, I'll take it. It's okay, I'll take it. This one's going to be a bigger cluster. I feel like I need something behind here. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue down a few things and see if that works. Okay. I'll glue this over here. And then I'm going to add some distress ink here. Then let's add down the music. And I might add this here. There. All right, so if the butterfly is kind of up higher, and then we do a ticket. I'm looking at my things too much, huh? Pickle juice dye? Well, I mean, you could try it. I don't know. Can you rinse it after you dye it so you don't smell like pickles? I saw, oh yeah, I have another one of these postcards. I'm trying to decide if I want to put the butterfly on top. I also have this gold one, so I keep going back and forth. The gold or the purple? Y'all let me know. Mud dye is cheaper than dye. Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. I wonder, I may just put it on there like that. Yeah, you'll have to let us know. I hope it won't be sticky. Exactly. You'll have. Here's what I do sometimes. After I dye the paper, and it's been resting in there for a while, then I will rinse it with water until that water runs clear, and that seems to work pretty good. You like the gold? Okay, we'll do the gold then. Put down think I want to go this way. And I didn't do this, so I'm going to get a little piece of the fibers. So this, again, is just what I pulled off of the fabric. I'm trying to, there. All right, let's put the butterfly down. You like it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Smooshing it. So this is a bigger cluster. So this could be a great foundation for a journal card. You can make a pocket and put this over it. So we may end up changing or adding to it more later. Let's go ahead and add some rhinestones. I'm going to put one in the center of the flower. So I'm going to use this big one and put it here. Okay, so there's two. Set that aside. And I got some more scraps of paper here. So I'm just grabbing another scrap. Oh, and I have this paper. It's a pearlescent paper. Maybe I'll use some of that. I am going to go ahead and add some distressing to this piece of paper. And let's do it a little bit to this piece as well. But the paper should be green or yellow if you end up dyeing it. All right, so I have some bigger images. Looky, Margie, I have this cat image. So I was thinking of a cluster that could go with this cat. So I'm going to make this. I don't think I want it as big. All right, so I'm going to go here. Checking on Hercules. All right, and then if I were to put, I think I want to stamp on this piece. So we've got a little bit there. All right, let's get out a scrap of paper. And I'm going to stamp on top. I've got my archival ink jet black. And this stamp is smaller. It's easier. All right, so I'm just going to stamp. Okay. Move that aside. I don't want to handle this too much because the ink can smear on this paper. So I'm just going to lay that there for a second. And if I were to put this in here, we're using a kitty cat. Hercules has had a weird day today. It's kind of odd. We took him outside and he was frantic. Like he had to hurry, run. I got to get back inside. I got to get back inside. And we were like, no, dude, you just woke up. We know you need to go potty. And he was like, no, I got to go back inside. So he's going around us and he's finding his way and he gets to the back door to come inside. And I'm like, come on, let's go back out. So I pick him up, carry him back out. And after the third time, I was like, fine, just go inside. And he goes in and he's following Henry in the kitchen while Henry's making breakfast. And then all of a sudden, Hercules potties in the middle of the kitchen floor. And we're like, really, dude? It's good as cute. But I have a piece of a pattern here. So I was thinking to help with some texture, adding that in here. And I think I have another piece of lace or fabric I want to use. Oh, I don't know if I want to use this one or not. This is a really big piece of lace. I could put it behind like that. You know what I may do with this one is sew it together. I think that would look kind of cool. So I'm going to cut this right about here. Okay, so we're going to go to the sewing lamb cam. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stitch these layers together. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of dots of glue, like right here. Position this where it's kind of in the middle of the paper. And then I'm just going to put a couple of dots. Not a lot of glue, just a small amount. And then put this over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is go to the sewing machine and then just zigzag stitch this together just to kind of help hold these pieces. Your cat actually barked. Oh my goodness. He's an old man. He does what he wants. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Those are from, the cat pictures are from Calico Collage. Kidney stones. Well, Hercules is just an old man. And he's being obstinate. Oh, wait. Is this on? I may need... Sorry if I make you seasick there. I'm trying to get the image. Now. Work. Work the way I want you to work. Are we in? We're in the picture. We're in the picture. Good enough. All right. So I'm just going to try to get this a little bit centered. And then also right down the middle, I've got it on zigzag. I've got black thread in my upper and my lower. I'm just going to stitch down. My spool of thread is almost empty, so I'm trying to use it till the very, very end. Your cat says hello. Go meow. All right, so we got, oh, I guess I ran out of bobbin thread. Well, that happens. Oh, and I don't have one loaded. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll just use, we'll use a white since I have one of those loaded. Get it out of there. Okay. All right, let me get a look at this. It goes this way. All right, put that back over. And then we're going to stitch again where it quit. There we go. Oh, you know what? I looked up and I already had a bobbin up here. Oh, well. Okay. I think I may do another over here. Let's just do it for decorative purposes. All right, so I just kind of stitched a couple of times on there. Let's go back over here. Sorry, pattern tissue paper. They can get a form of dementia. Yeah, that's what I think is happening to Hercules. Is he's got a little bit of dementia going on, and he's just unsure of where he is and what he's supposed to do. It's just one of those strange phenomenons that they go through. It's sad. Okay, so I think that looks good. And I'm trying to see if I have Let Life Surprise You. I think that looks pretty good there at the bottom. And we could add a flower. So I'm going to go ahead and glue. Let's glue the cat down. In the middle here. Now, should I use like a little paper rose, or I have some little paper flowers that we could layer. Let's do a couple of those. So that gives a little bit more white on top of our clusters and everything. And then let's put this in here. Yeah, I will surprise life first. You know, honestly, I don't even think because of his age, his eyesight, his lack of hearing, and the little bit of dementia, I don't think he knows that Oreo's gone. Short bus. Your friend Short Bus just went live. Oh, okay, gotcha. Um, I don't know, if it's just because of the dementia or what it is, but I don't think he realizes that Oreo was gone. Okay, that looks kind of cool. We can add that to a page somewhere. We could even add another piece of paper behind it later if we wanted. I've got a full piece here of music, and that could be a pocket or a tuck spot. I'm going to leave these together. I will do this. Let's tear this edge away. I love having a metal edge ruler. In this case, it's just an all metal ruler. Scrappy. All right, so there's another option. I'm not going to glue it together yet in case I want to add something to it before I get ready. So there's 3 little clusters. Is that enough to get us going? I think I will go ahead and add a pink rhinestone. I could add it to the other flower, or where did my scissors go? They're there. I may add some down here. So I've got a smaller rhinestone here that I'm going to put in here. Come on, lay down. And then let's take a bigger one and maybe put it right here. Okay. Is that enough? You think 3 for now is good? We can move on. Y'all get the gist of making clusters. I'm going to put a few things up here out of the way. Okay. I still have all my embellishments here. I'll put this away, slide this over. So I think that'll be a good addition to my journal. And they're different. All right, so I'm going to set these aside. I keep putting everything in my little tote here so that I have everything ready to go. I need to put this paper in here too. So when I'm ready, I know where it is. You like the clusters? Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you a little idea. And this is one of the cards. I'm using some of Calico Collage's images. They are the fairy tale. I think that's right. And I've made quite a few. I'm trying to get the rest of them here. What's up, Hercules? Hi. What's up, buddy? Do you need to go outside? Or are you just going to play dumb and go outside but not go? You want to go out? Or do you want up here in my lap? Hey, what do you want? Come here. Say hello, Hercules. What are you doing, Smash Face? You look like you have been sleeping for a while, huh? Yeah. Your breath is stinky. Mm-hmm. Dog stinky. I can put that kitty cat cluster in the journal you'll be winning today. Of course. I think I'm going to let Hercules outside. He's walking away from me quickly. All right, let's go outside. Let's go outside. apparently he is taking his sweet time. Okay, so anyhow, I made some others. I've got those here as well. I'll show you those when we're done. So here's what I did. I have this image that measures approximately 3¾ of an inch by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. And I had this perlite paper that I just cut to be a little bit bigger, but I decided I wanted a border all the way around. So I have the twirling, I think it's called twirling ribbon stamp. It's a border stamp. So if you don't have a sewing machine, another idea is using rubber stamps to get that look. I'm going to stamp this across right close to the edge. See how that came out? And I'm going to do it again. And then after I do that, I'm going to go check on Hercules because he walked away from me and then he walked in a circle a couple of times. And sometimes it takes him a while to decide that he needs to go. So I'll go back out and get him. And it's hot out there too. I don't even know what the temperature is outside, but it's getting hot in here. It's 78 degrees just in my room today. Okay. Put that away. And so now what I'm going to do is put that in the middle and glue it down. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over and just smooth the back. I don't want to possibly smear the ink. And then I cut a book page to be slightly larger than this piece, and it's going to be a large pocket. It's 96 degrees outside. Good grief, that's crazy. Thank you, Jennifer. You like that stamp? I thought it was a pretty border. Okay, so now I'm going to place this right in the middle. All right, let me run out and see what Hercules is doing. Yeah, we're sad about Oreo being gone. I'll be right back. Well, just in case, he got his belly band put on, in case he didn't go tinkle, and I got him a dog treat. So I'm going to see if he likes that. Yeah, it's hot, hot, hot. You like the unicorn? I'm giving Hercules a little treat here. You have to chew it, dog. Okay, good boy. All right, I'm gonna put you down. All right, there you go, buddy. Okay. Whew. He was wandering around out there in the sun, just standing there. Okay, so here is the pocket, and I know I will want a journal card to go inside. I went ahead and cut a piece of cardstock to fit inside, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have it come out one side or the other, so I think I'm going to make that decision now, and that is not what I want. I have, here we go. So I want this to be a pocket on this side. So I'm going to glue this flap down. And that will be the opening for my pocket. And because I'm not sure if I'm going to layer this and want to do something interesting behind there, I cut a piece of book page to fit behind. I'm going to line it up with the edge here, so that when I glue it down, the back piece will be stuck down and we'll have a pocket. And I'm going to glue here, glue that down. And because of that, I shouldn't have a problem with my journal cards snagging on my little tabs. Go like this. So in theory, this should slide right into my pocket. Now I know that I'm going to need a tab to pull it out, and I believe I still have one in white, so I think that'll look good. I'm thinking of putting this over here on the side. Now, do I want it to be visible on front and back? And do we decorate this card by collaging on it, or do we just do minimal so that when you pull this out of the pocket, you have a place to write? I'm thinking maybe we should repeat the ribbon across the top and the bottom maybe, and maybe add a small image like a rose or something in the corner. I think that might work. Let's stamp on this. They came from Calico Collage. They're part of her vintage, I think it's called Vintage Animals. I think they may have been around Valentine's Day or something, but they've got a dog. There's more kitty cat. Another kitty cat. There's a deer. There's a bigger dog. Another puppy dog. I don't know. They were just kind of cute, and I hadn't used them yet, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and cut them out, and they'll be ready. Oh, is that a picture of your kitty cat right there? That's funny. And I'm going to flip this around, and then do this one. Okay. I don't know why you're giving me a fit, so I'm going to put you over there. Okay. I know I want this to go over here, so we have a little tab to pull this out of our pocket. I'm just trying to decide if I want to put anything on that. I could, maybe I should do something like add a cluster? I don't know. I don't know. I can't decide. I've got some of this lace. I'm going to cut a little piece of it. Let's go about here. We'll cut it in half. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Over the edge. And then I have a little piece of lace here that I was thinking maybe do something. I don't know if I want the faux postcard on here too. And that would give you definitely like a little tab to pull it out of the pocket. So that would be sticking out just a little bit. I think that'll work. Craft-a-lange, uh-oh. Yeah, she has a bunch of pretty cat pictures for sure. I agree. I think I had glue all the way, so yeah. Fix that. Smooth it out. Another thing I could do is go over to the sewing machine and stitch this down. But I'm kind of feeling like if I put it like that, yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Smash it down. And then we'll go ahead and just put a rhinestone. We have them. Might as well use them. And then this little piece, and making sure there's not any glue seeping out, can go like that. So it sticks out just a little bit, and then we would just pull this out, and we have a journaling card that we can write upon. I like that. Is that kind of cool? You have toothpicks from Norella with all the cats. She has a bunch of cats. Okay, I like this idea. I have others. I don't think you need to see me do the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to save these in my little envelope, but I'll show you the other images. So I've got a castle, and then it's like a fairy, and another little fairy, and apparently here's another fairy, and then here's one with the unicorn. And my thinking is when I go to make my pages that I will layer these over some other papers and or fabric, and we'll have some cool layers. So like this will be here, and let me grab, yeah, in here. I'm pretty sure I left them in here, didn't I? Yes. I think my journal's going to be extra large. I happen to find, oh, I'm sorry, Hercules. I didn't mean to bang you. You're not supposed to be here. I found a book spine and cover from an old Bible that was all beat up. You can see how this has been chewed on here, and I'll have to cover this, but I think this will be a good size for inside, okay? And my thinking is I'll end up layering other papers behind this one. So I may add, for example, I've got some sheet music, you know, so I may put a piece of sheet music down. I may add some other layers as well, trying to keep all of the whites. I don't know, that was my idea. And I don't think this is going to fit. It's not. And I just knocked over all my thingies. No, don't do that. There. Pop those back in here. So anyhow, that's one of the ideas that I have for, I may end up just trimming this whole thing and putting that down like that. Okay, let's put this. I'll put it in here for now. Okay. Next. Now it's getting hot in here. Woo, woo. Okay. Hair doodad. Okay. Get some of my hair out of my face. What else do I have here? Oh, yeah. So I have a couple of, I think these are number 10 envelopes. And I am going to seal them shut. So if you have some junk mail ones, you can just seal them shut by adding another piece of paper if you would cut the slit. So I've got it sealed shut. I'm going to do another one. And I thought we would decorate these. And then these are going to become another way to add pockets on our journal pages. All right, so the first one I'm going to cut in half. Or not cut in half, fold in half. And I'm going to use my hole punch and my paper trimmer. And this is the closed end, so I'm going to trim off just a smidge. And I'm going to punch a hole to make a thumb spot. Okay, then let's use some distress inks, and then let's decorate this. This is going to become a pocket that goes over the page, and so you'll have a pocket on both sides. All right, so I've got distress inks all over. I think I'm going to stamp on this one. I have this really big stamp, and it's always a pain to stamp, so I'm going to pop off the lid. I'm going to put gloves on because I always get my fingers in it, and this way I can clean them really fast. All right. So I'm going to pop the lid off my ink pad. There we go. And then I'm going to ink this up. I may need to add more ink, so I'm going to re-ink it real fast. Did the dishes today. Whoop, whoop. So I'm going to stamp this. I'll stand up to do it. And it's okay if I didn't get the middle. I really wanted the outside anyway, so that looks good. I'm going to do it again. Okay, one more time. Fragrance-free dish soap. I'm sure they make some. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just get some texture on that plain envelope. I'll go ahead and take my gloves off. Since I have these dog images, I think I may end up putting some of those on here. I have this bigger lace. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to cut this piece of lace. I think that'll be super cute. Okay. Let's cut another piece that I'll use on the other side. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's glue that down. I'm going to use my beacon glue just because the lace may not stick very well. And then do this one. Put that right here. Smush it. I think that's pretty cute. And let's flip this over and we'll do this side. Same thing. Then add this. Cute puppies! I figured might as well. I got them. So the idea is you have your journal page here, and this would be glued down over the edge like that. So it'll be glued down. So when you flip the page, you'll see that on both sides, and then you just have your journal card coming out of there. Let's make a journal card. Let's make a journal card. Got some ivory paper. Let's see. If I cut this, that would be good. I'm going to cut off part of this so that it will fit. My envelope is approximately about 4 1/4 inches, so I'm just going to make this a 4-inch card. So I think it's 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches. And I've got a little scrap that I can use somewhere else. And in theory, the way this is going to work is this back part will be glued down. And then we have a journal card that was fit like this. So let's go ahead and let's round the corners. I'm trying to decide if I want to, but I think I'm going to go ahead and round the corners and then add some distressing. Maybe we'll add some lace to it. Oh. I like Dawn dish soap, but I know that they changed the fragrance of it. I don't know if this is past year, because I noticed that it smelled differently. And I was like, well, I know there's going to be a lot of people that have a problem with that. Yeah, it's sad when you have allergies. I was listening to a podcast type thing where this lady reads letters from people, and this particular one was a bride that was very allergic to floral scents. She couldn't be around real flowers, and she couldn't handle being around people with floral type perfumes on. It gave her hives. She would start to have swelling in her eyes and in her face, and it's just not good. It makes her feel terrible. So she asked her family not to wear perfume, and in particular was her new mother-in-law. And she completely ignored her and came to her wedding and basically just said, you're lying. You're not really having a problem with perfume. You're just lying. And the lady had basically she kind of got sick because of it. It's like, really? Okay, so should I put ivory on top? And then I have this little trim that I've had for a while. It may not show up as well. Maybe I'll do a different, oh, I've got this other lace here. Maybe I'll put white down and use the ivory lace over the top of it. Yeah, I can't get me around it. Yeah, it's not good. I think that would work. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bead of glue here. And we're going to ruffle the fabric into the glue. Just kind of gather it just a little bit with your fingers. And then I'm going to cut off the edge. And I know this piece is a little loose. I'm going to add a little more glue there. And push it in. Okay. And then my thought was I just put this lace right on top. So I'm going to add the beacon glue. Now, what I could do is go over to the sewing machine and stitch this, but I think for now I'm just going to glue down that lace. Let that dry for a moment, and let's do this one the same way. The ingredient fragrant is toxic, yes. She basically said, you're whatever, you're lying, that's not because of me. And the daughter-in-law and her husband no longer have contact with her. They said, you know, you didn't care enough to respect me on my wedding day and not wear perfume. She was trying to give the bride a hug in the bridal room while she was getting ready, and she's like, I can smell the perfume on you and I will become very ill. You need to back away and stop what you're doing. And so the lady left the bridal room, and then she had an excuse. She said she forgot something in the bridal room. So she came back and deliberately brushed up against her future daughter-in-law, and within 15-20 minutes she blew up and had an allergic reaction. And it's like, wow. So because of her actions, her son and daughter-in-law don't visit. They have like a weekly family dinner, and his father will call the son and say, hey, you coming to dinner? And the son will say, is mom going to be there? Yeah. Is she going to apologize? Probably not. So, okay, well, we're not coming. I mean, it's just so disrespectful of someone that's going to be new to your family for a while, and then of course hopefully with you for a long time because they married your son. Okay, I got that. I feel like I need something else. I have this trim, but I think I'm going to use this trim. I have a little bit of this left. Find the end. I'm just going to put just a little snippet. I don't think I want to go all the way across. Just want to put or do I? Put a snippet or go all the way across. I need a drink. I got a latte that I made earlier, iced latte, but all the ice is melted. Body-wide chronic issues. Yeah, that's, you know, if I learn that a friend of mine that I'm going to go meet for lunch or whatever, I won't put on perfume. I try to do scent-free lotion, or it's vanilla, and it's really, really, really mild, because I don't want to have that problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's, I think I'm going to stick with this a little snippet. Little snippet. And I'm going to do it on the opposite side over here. Using it up one at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little glue here and put this down over it. And then we'll put this one down over here. I like it. All right, I didn't put any rhinestones on the puppy, and I just popped them over here. So here they are. Where are... There they are. Things get buried. Let's put a rhinestone on here. Maybe I'll just put it down here. And then flip this over. Put one right about in here. Yeah, okay. And then my thought was, we put one of these in here. Come on now. It'll go better when the back is glued all the way down, because then you can just pop it in. I don't want to go all the way down. Okay. That looks cute. And then this one will be over here. Come on. So like I said, you would have your journal, and you would take this and glue it over the edge of your page. You can take it all the way to the edge, or you could put it in the middle if you like, something like that. And you have an option of adding a card. All right, so I have one more, and I'm trying to remember which way I did the other one. I had a sample here. Okay, that went that way. Well, that's the same. Okay, so this one you can do over the edge this way, or you could do it this way where the card will be sticking out past your page. So if we put it here, and then your card would stick out this way, or you could put it this way and your card would come out the top. But it's the same concept. Do you want me to go ahead and redo, or go ahead and decorate that, or move on to the next thing? I have a list. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So oh my goodness, Naomi. I hate to see that. You're so young to have issues already in life. Ugh. Mast cell activation syndrome. Wow. Ugh. Oh, really, Sheila? Hey, how are you? All right, so we did this one. So it's mostly white, but we have some other colors. I think that's pretty cute. So, do I want to go... Somebody's messaging me. Okay, nothing. Let's, I think I want it to go this way. So it's kind of sticking out the side of the page. What do you think? I know, and I hope your days get better. I hope that they are able to give you a way to cope, or I don't know if there's a cure or not. I'm trying to decide what I want to decorate this next one with. I don't know. Oh, I do have, oh, look here. Okay, so have some more little images, so I'm looking to see. Looks like we've got like some little flowers. What else is in here? Okay, I got some flowers out. And then I found these. I think someone gave me these too. While they're not fairies, they're kind of angels is what I would call them. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Here's my thinking. If I put something like this on the page, and then maybe, oh, that's kind of cute, but I don't think that's the one. Nope, that doesn't go. I have this one. And it's 3D, so I think if I put this one on this side and this one on this side, what do you think? I think that would be cute. And maybe what I need to do is cover this with a piece of sheet music. I'm going to pop these all in one little thing. So that fit? It would fit. I think this is from the Garden Rose. So I'm going to save those two and maybe use those in the pocket. Okay. What do I want to do here? I have this wired ribbon and I was curious to see if I would like it. If I were to put that down on there, that might look kind of cool. All right, I'm going to cut a piece of this. And then if I were to do this on the other side, it's a white ribbon that has silver embossed on it. I think that would be kind of cute. I think I want to put something in these areas, so let me cut one more piece of ribbon. Move this out of the way. And I've got some music here. If I kind of put it over, all right, so I'm going to cut a strip. Let's see, what is the middle? There we go. All right, so my thinking is if I put one piece going this way, and then this piece is going to go over here. Then we have our ribbon and our fairy. So we need something on this side. So let's cut another strip. Go ahead and cut this. Yeah. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. Yep. Maybe. And what was this? This was about right here. And I may have to recut the semicircle, but I think I'm going to do some distressing and then put this down. Thanks for stopping in. So anybody got plans for this coming weekend? I haven't decided yet for everything I'm supposed to do, but on Sunday, I'm a member of the Oklahoma Lego Users Group, and as part of our, I guess you call it public outreach about Lego, being ambassadors for Lego, they do what's called Books Come to Life. So people will take Lego and create a design using a book as the idea to depict your image. So in my case, I had a peacock set, and what I did was I made a diorama, if you will, with a school bus and the peacock and a little girl that was sketching. And I found a book called Peacock and Sketch. And so the story is about a peacock who escapes the zoo when this little girl shows interest in the peacock and starts sketching the peacock. So it's a cute way for us to build with a purpose, if that makes sense, and share it with the public. So that's kind of what we do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue my sheet music down. So it's a lot of fun. So we're going to do that. I believe that I do on Sunday. So I've got to go through my builds that I plan to take and make sure I have all the pieces that I need and the books ready. And we're going to do a display at the downtown Oklahoma City Library. So that'll be kind of fun. I'm trying to think what else is possibly going on this weekend. I can't remember. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. Okay. Kind of position that. Trim it. Trim it. And so since I can see where that needs to be cut, I'm just going to use my hole punch again. And my Distress Ink tool. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. A little at a time. Trim this one a little bit. All right, I'm going to do it again on this side. So same thing, just kind of putting some glue down. Oh, this one's shorter. Oh well. It's still okay. I don't have to trim it as much. So now, take my punch again. There. And then glue this side down. Now, I want to put down this ribbon, and then the fairy's going to go on top. How's that look? I'm going to trim this off. I think that looks kind of pretty, simple. You got the crown again? Aw, boxes and squares. Well, it's a little different. You know, when we were growing up, we didn't really have Lego sets that had instructions. It was just all building with what you have. And so we would just sit and play, and basically the things you would build would be I can't get my words out all of a sudden, a building, a home, a garage, something like that. Put this down on top. I'm going to make sure this isn't a sticker. I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it has a backing on it. I figured this would be a lot more fun with all the random pieces I could put together. All right, and then flip this over. And then this one's going to go right here. Lay it down. Yeah, take Lego box and then take it apart and put it back together. Oh, living in pain is no fun, that's for sure. Yeah, do whatever you want with Lego. Exactly. Just do whatever you want with the Lego. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the middle. Okay. So now I'm thinking that I want to put a way that I can put items in here, and then when I pull it out, it would have a pocket to hold this, or it could be a folded card. I think a folded card would be kind of cool. So let's look at, I've got some scraps here. That's not cut very straight, but we'll cut it straight. Okay. And let's see if this, I don't want it to be too wide, so I'm going to line it up where there's a little bit that'll stick out. So let's go a little bit more. So if I had it here, a little bit more, I think right about there. So I'm going to score this as soon as I find my bone folder again that's buried under all of the things on my desk. Here it is. Okay, and then I'll fold this over and then trim off, or do I want to leave a little bit? I don't know. Let's see. So if this is in your journal, yeah, I think if I make it even, and then this could fit inside of that, is what I'm thinking. I could even make a pocket. Maybe that's what I should do, is score this piece like this, and then that could go in here, and then when this is put into the pocket, it's a little folded up piece that we can use, and we have this piece coming out. I don't know if I want to go ahead and glue it all the way shut. I'm just going to make the one for right now, so I'll add some distress inks to it, and we'll see what we can do to decorate it. You had a girly purple Lego set? Oh, how fun! Stand back and make your friends step on Legos. Stepping on Lego with bare feet is no fun, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm just adding some distress inks. Using up scraps. This is kind of fun to use up those pieces that I have here and there. Okay. So we can have the fold. Yeah, since I made it a little bit shorter, I think I'll do it like that. And then let's decorate the front of this. I have, you know, a piece of this. I don't know if these images really go, but maybe. I've got 2 of the cats left, so let's do that. So if I put this guy here, that would be kind of cute. I'm going to tear this side. See if it still fits. Yeah, okay, let's distress it. Like so. Go walk on Lego, Glitter Boss. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. Y'all are crazy. All right, so if I put this here and this here. Oh, let's get the rose stamp. Let's see. I saw it earlier. Of course, it wasn't in this one. Ah, the corner roses. Get that one out. Oh, that one's not going to fit on this one, though. Okay. So, I want to scrap the paper. And I think what I want to do is stamp on the corners, maybe? This stamp block isn't as thick as some of my others, so I'm trying to be careful. All right, let's come in just a smidge so that that corner gets a decoration. And then we'll do it again, but maybe tilt it just a little bit. Okay. So now, when I put this down, doesn't that look pretty like that? I think that looks good. All right, let's glue this down. Oh, you love the rose? I love that rose. You think it needs some coloring in the background? Well, remember, we're trying to do mostly white. In this case, it's cream colored. All right, so this piece is going to go down here. Now, what I could do is, I know there's a little bit of distress ink on here, so I'm just going to touch it. It's not very bright. Let me get the actual color. It was Tattered Rose Distress Oxide. So I'm just going to get a little bit. How's that? It's real faint. As opposed to fake faint. Oh, I just thought of one more thing I might want to try. Let's see. I don't want to cover up too much of the background. What do you think? I think it's too much. I don't know. Let me add some distress inks to it and see if that's really what I want to do. Another thing I could do is cut it in half and just use part of it. And I think there's more than one here as well. Yeah, there was. All right. So if we had this, or if we had, I'm not going to fold it yet in case. I think half. I think half is good. That's what we're going to go with. Half! I love this rose, the corner rose stamps. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so my thinking is to put this behind there and then glue this down like that. I think that looks good. Enjoy your week. Thanks for stopping in. All right, adding a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here so that I can position this behind using the halfway mark. All right, and then we're going to glue this whole thing down. I'm just adding little bitty dots. You know, Jennifer got me some of those little bitty small applicator squeeze bottles, and I use them every once in a while, and then I forget about it. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to... And, oh, you know what we could do? We could put a little piece of lace right here. I just saw it. Where is it? I could put just a little piece of lace across right there. I think that would look good. So I need the Fabri-Tac glue. I'm trying to do just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. That's where I need the smaller applicators with the Fabri-Tac glue. And just line this up. I think this is going to be cute. I was trying to get it even. Come on. There we go. All right, so this was going to go in here. And then you have this whole piece that can slide into our pocket. Oh, that turned out cute. Or let's do something different on the other side. We'll make it different, but the same. So, let me look in my scrap bins again. Ooh, that I might use. Okay, this was in my scrap bin, so I'm getting it out. And look at this. This was using, I think it was paper towels, and I had a mold. It's a paper casting mold. So I thought that would be kind of cute. I may keep it really simple. I may just make a square card. So let's, or we could do another folded card. Let's see here. If we put it this way, how deep is this? This is 4 1/4. If I folded it in half from top to bottom, no, I think what I need to do is cut it this way. and cut it this way. Yep, yep, yep. So I need to make sure that it fits within. So we're going to go down to about 4 1/4 and cut that across. I'll save that, put it back in my scrap bin, and then we're going to flip this around this way. And the idea is we would line this up with the other card we made and score it. I'm going to fold it in half. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the rest of that off because we're going to do it differently. That's what I said. We're going to do it differently. So on this side, it's going to go in like that. So let's round these corners and then we'll add some distress inks to it. I'm trying to decide if there's something else. Maybe we should stamp the corner rows on that piece as well. And we could, although that's too much white, so I think we'll stick with just this piece and then stamp the background. Use your coupon! All right, going around and around we go. You know, we could put like a little tuck spot inside. Maybe I can find something that would be good. And just tuck this inside. Although that's pretty tight. No, I think we're going to do without. All right, so that's going to go here. Let's do the corner roses again. Okay. Let's get out the stamp pad. All right, so I showed some clusters. I showed an envelope. I think next week we may start working on the actual journal pages. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. This one's going to be different because it's going to come in from the edge. There we go. Filled it in all the way around. And this is really fragile, so I'm just going to add a little bit of distress inks on the edge, using the other card as a little bit of a backer board so that it doesn't rip. And I know, can y'all see the raised portion of that? I'm thinking of just kind of lightly going over it. Oh, that helps it stand out a little better, I think. So you can see it just a little bit better. And I'll glue that down. Okay. Did I forget anything else? F-R-A-G-L-J? What are you doing, Margie? Did the cat walk on your keyboard? All right, let's put that right here. Pardon me. Pardon me. Sorry. Sneezy, sneezy. I like it. All right, so then this one, when it's glued to the page, will have this journal card on this side sticking out. So let's grab our paper again. So if you put it somewhat close to the edge, or you can put it right in the middle if you want. And then you've got where this comes out this way. I would go ahead and glue the whole thing down because it's so thick. I don't think you'd want to have another tuck spot behind it. But I think that'll be pretty cute. Pretty cute. All right. And what else? I'm trying to look at my list. So we did the, oh yeah, an envelope. Okay. So I have a envelope, and my thinking was that it would be glued onto the edge here. And then when you flip the page over, you can open it up. But I don't know if what I want on this side is just to make something pretty and decorative and it only be glued at the back end so it's a tuck spot. I don't know. But let's add something to this purple envelope. I probably should go ahead and add some distressing to it to do the base. All right, y'all still with me? I'm going to pick a winner of the junk box in a few minutes. I know that Margie has donated some money. If there's anyone else that donated, let me know. And I need, if you haven't created a user account on my website, you'll have to let me know because I think I have to do it. Because right now I was getting so much spam that I had to turn that feature off. And when you donate, you get a discount in my shop. So I need to know that so I can add it to your account. All right, I'm just adding a little bit of distress ink. So if this is going to go over the edge of my journal, I think what I should do just to help me visualize this is work with this as like it's a separate piece, you know, decorate this side and then decorate this side and then put something in the pocket. We're going to do as much as we can today. I saw, I don't know, I could, you know, do a doily, maybe even, I've got some music we could put on here. If I covered most of the envelope, I could cover the whole thing, and then this could become a pocket that way. That might be the way to do this. Okay, I'm going to do a book page. Book page. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this. I don't want the white space on it, so I'm cutting all that off. All right, let's see if this is even close to my envelope. It probably isn't. All right, so if I were to, here's my thinking. I'm going to glue this flap to this piece here, and then this piece is going to become my new pocket as I decorate it with other things. Does that make sense? So I'm going to trim down that piece. Okay. So here's my thinking. Put this on here, and I have this portion that's going to go over the page, and it's going to be glued down this way and across that back to be a pocket right here. And then on this side, it flips over, and you can put stuff inside of here. Follow me? Okay. So my thinking was, I'm just going to glue this piece together, and then we're going to decorate collage over that piece. So I should probably go ahead and add distressing to this piece. Even though it mostly won't be seen. All right, so that piece is going to go right here, getting it lined up. And I'm going to glue this down and then start layering. Yeah, we need to do that again real soon, Jennifer. We haven't got together in a while. All right, so I'm going to poke that in there and smooth this out. And then I'm going to look at my scrappy scraps. Scrappy scraps! I saw something. Oh, yeah. I have this paper. I want to put something behind it, though. Maybe another book page? I don't think this is big enough. Yeah, that's not big enough. Okay, so this is a thick piece of paper that was part of a book. So here's what I'm thinking. Covering the whole thing, and then I can layer other things on top. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to cut this piece. I'm going to mark where I want to cut it. Here and here. I'm going to cut this side off first. I could also use some coffee dyed paper. I'm just grabbing scraps that I have in my scrap bin. All right, so this piece would fit on here, and we can decorate that, and it doesn't even look like there's an envelope on the page. The horse! The horse! Okay, so if I put this on here, do we want to stamp the henna rose or the corner rose? Maybe the corner rose. All right, so I'm going to slide this over here, grab my scrap and my ink pad. So I'm going to go around the edges. Like that. Now, if we were to put that in the middle with some distress ink, I think that would look pretty good. We could add some lace to it as well. So I'm going to distress the doily. A horse, of course. A horse is a horse, of course. Is it? Is it really? All right, so if this goes here, this goes there. I have some more of this lace. So I'm thinking that a little piece of that I don't know if I want to use that instead of the doily. It may look better going from top to bottom. Or is it too close to the same color? That one shows up. That's the same thing. Okay. I was trying to use some of this lace that I have. What do you think? You like how I stamp and color them and fussy cut to use for, it's fun to use them that way. Make it easy. I'm trying to decide, I need something else with it, but I haven't found the perfect thing that should go on there. Oh wait, I think Jennifer gave me this ribbon. What about if we were to put this down the middle? Do we still want the doily? Do we want it in front of it? I think something like that would be pretty. Now, another thing I could do is make this a belly band on top of here. So if you wanted, not only can you put something in the pocket here, but you could slide under there. Is that what you think I should do? If we do, say yes, and I will make that a belly band. And I'm going to use a book page behind there. So how big is that? So I'm going to fold in this edge. Make this a little bit thicker so that when you go to slide under there, I think that works. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. You love it? Okay. You love it. Yes. Doily behind the horse. Okay, good. Book page. Yes. Well, I've got, and then I could put something bigger behind there. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. So first, I'm going to glue this together. Oh, I need some glue here. Gluing it together just for some stability, because this is going to fit on here and this is going to go on here. So I'm going to cut this a little bit, or leave it a little bit longer. So I'm going to put some glue down. And then flip this over and glue this on here down just a little bit, right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off a little extra here. Let's go ahead and add the doily and the horse to this piece so we're not accidentally gluing things together. You have unicorn stickers in your Bible? Yay! That's a ribbon, Michelle. That's a ribbon that I used. We're getting some cool texture. Put that in the middle. All right, and then I put that somewhat in the middle. All right, to help this stay on here better, I'm going to put some glue here and here, and then line this up top and bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue on here and fold this over. It has wire in the edge of the ribbon, so it'll help kind of fold over. Wipe off the glue. Your unicorn name is Fluffy. He is real. Just ask Cupcake. Well, of course he's real. Just because other people can't see it doesn't mean they're not real. Okay. Smush it down. So now what I'm going to do is this piece is going to be glued on the front of here. So we have a nice sturdy piece. Then there is a tuck spot or belly band, and then there'll be a pocket back here. Cool, huh? Go over that. All right. Let's glue this down. I'll flip it over so I'll make sure that I get it. Okay, smoothing that out. So then, when you go to add it to the journal, you just glue here and here. You can put a little glue there if you like. And you'll have a pocket there. And then you'll have the belly band that you can also put stuff in. I will make something for that later. Now we've got this side. What do we want to put over here? Oh, I have this rose, which I think fits a lot better. Or I have the peacock. And I think for this one, the rose fits. And where did that little piece of paper go? If I were to layer that, I think that looks kind of pretty, doesn't it? Just get different layers. Where did they go? Where did the dragons go? You want a purple pet baby dragon. Well, you tell God when you get to heaven that he needs to get you a baby dragon. All right, let's, I'm going to cut this. Yeah, right about there. This is mulberry paper. I think that looks kind of pretty. Now, another thing I could do is I have this lace that's flat that I could glue here and at the bottom as well. I don't know if I like that. Do you? What do you think of the lace on there? It's kind of fades away. Dragons are real. Ever heard of a crocodile? Some say the what is it? Tortoises and lizards were of the dinosaur world. I'm looking for other pieces of lace. Oh, this might work. So maybe instead of that, I do the white. But see, I don't think in this lighting, I don't see it as well. It just kind of fades away. So I'm kind of thinking maybe just leave it the way that it is. All right, so I'm going to glue on here. How much time I got? All right, we need to pick a winner for the junk bucks. And if you want to participate in the drawing for the journal, a donation gets you a membership to my website and an opportunity to enter the raffle. Okay. Now I'm going to glue this. Julie, Julie, Julie. Hubby said you sounded like you were singing the American anthem and stood up straight and tall and saluted. That's funny. Singing the national anthem, or American anthem, is not something very easily done for some people. And I'm one of those. I have a little bit of a singing voice, but I don't have the confidence. You love that image? That was one of Beeline Designs images, roses that she had. I like that. Okay. And then we could, do we want to put, no, I don't want to cover it up. Find a passion. I could put it here in the corner, like that. It says create magic. I'm looking up at the screen because sometimes when you look at your artwork, the way you got it laid out, it may not be coming together the way you think, but if you can take a picture of it and then look at the picture, it's a little bit better. Then you're like, oh, that's what I needed. I have this ivory colored piece of paper here, so I'm cutting it. Then we'll distress it. And then if I put that, at least a little bit more. Okay. I think that works. All right, let's glue that together. Woohoo! Margie won some junk bucks. All right, we're going to pick a winner of the 200 junk bucks here in just a moment. So if you haven't already entered, do so now. Okay. And then we'll place this right here. And so this would flip over and you can put a card inside here. This back side is a little bit dirty, but I think that's okay. I could glue some more paper on it, but I really feel like I have so much going on. I like the way that purple looks that we can just leave it as it is. We could stamp. Maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll stamp on it. That'll kind of help cover up the blotches on the envelope. Get my kind of maybe like this. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, like that. And then we'll pretend, because I don't think this will fit in there, but if we had a card that we could slide in there, or other things. I think this one's too big, but I think you get the idea of how that comes together over the edge. I think that's kind of cool. What do you think of that? You like it? You like the idea? Oh, thank you for your support, Glitter. Oh no, Amanda Dawn, is it giving you a problem? Okay. Yeah, take pictures of your stuff so you can see it. Oh, this card is too big, so I'm going to take it out. It's like, why does that have a crunchy sound? Okay, let's clear back the space a little bit here. There we go. That's a little better. All right. So the winner of 200 junk bucks, right? That's what we need to do first. Turn that off and get this journal down. That winner is, thank you for your support, Michelle. Thank you. Giveaway. All right, 200 junk bucks goes to Manda Dawn. All right, so let me do that first while I'm thinking about it. Currency, Manda, edit, 7, update. Okay, let's go back to the giveaway, reset, yes, and let's put in, all right, so if you donated, you can enter this raffle for this, what is it called? Jane Austen journal that I made a while back. It's pretty simple. It's a smaller, I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a quarter-ish about. And it's got a cardstock cover that I made a pocket. This one is funny because I didn't do a lot of distressing on the pages. I did use my stencils and some rubber stamps, some Italian paper, and this was a map. Here's another one of Norella's images. That's where the Jane Austen images came from. This has lines on it and some stenciling. Some more stenciling. This is when I first started making my stencils, I think. Just some plain papers. This is a perfect journal that whoever wins it would have an opportunity to, thank you for your donations, ladies. Add your own touches. Like there's not a card in here. There is a little tag here. This rose paper is what I need for this journal, huh? That'd be kind of pretty. Maybe I can look for that. Coloring book page. Another one of Norella's images. Open that up. Stenciling in there. And your kitty cat card when you win, Margie. I'll have to take it out of my box over there. Here. So that's what this looks like. These were quotes that I printed on my computer and then just added them to the journals. Ah, Margie. All right, let's see who wins. Let's see who wins, and I'll show the kitty card. I'll show the things we made again. Get that out of my box while I... See, there may be a paper in here that is going to look really good. So here are the things I made today. Okay, the winner! Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Giveaway. All right, the winner is Michelle. You won the journal today. Congratulations. All right. So here's what we made today. I made this little cluster. And I made this little cluster. And I got to write a note to Michelle. And then I made the cat cluster that I think may end up on top of a book page later. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And then we made these envelopes that go, oh, let's do this one first. This one goes over the bottom of the page, like so. And then you have a journal card here that's inside. Apparently there was a little bit of glue on there. And if you flip your page over, you have this side. And then I made another envelope, and I did it again from the bottom. I meant to do it from the side, but that's okay. So you may want to put it where this is closer to the edge if you want, because you can see that sticking out. And then you have a journal card here, using up my leftovers. This was a paper casting that I made a while back. And then on this side, we made it fighting a little kitty cat. And then this folds open. It has another little journal card just kind of stuck in there. This is a way to add extra stuff to your journals. And then this one will go over the page. It's an envelope that we made into a pocket. So I would glue here and here. That will be a pocket there. And then we'll have a belly band there. And when you go on this side and you flip it out, you have a pocket here. You want to tear it up? Yay! So that is what I did today. I hope you enjoyed this little session of making mostly white. We used some other colors, but mostly white is what we used. Well, we'll be back next week, and next week I believe we'll start putting the journal pages together. I haven't decided how many pages it's going to have yet, but I have decided on the size because I want to use this cover, so I'm going to cover that and start adding pages for inside, so we'll have lots of room to grow and make this pretty. I want to encourage each of you to do something creative this week. Get in your space, wherever that may be. You know, stamp an image, color something in a coloring book, play with some scraps and make some clusters. Maybe stamp some images like I have and then fussy cut those to use those for clusters and decorations. Make a few up. Maybe don't even think about the colors. Just make some that make you happy, whatever those colors may be, whatever's laying on your desk or in your space where you work. Just do something creative. And then I'd ask for you to be kind to those around you. You never know what someone else is going through. As some of the ladies chatted today, that they have, ailments that are going on. You may not be able to see them. Thank you so much, Margie. You never know what someone's going through, and it could be that they, are in a lot of pain, and your words of encouragement, a smile, thinking of you, opening the door for somebody may make a big difference. So do be kind to those out there. All right, y'all have an amazing week. I'm going to get off here. Henry should be home in a moment so we can have some dinner. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for your donations, and just for your likes, your thumbs up, sharing this video with your friends. Hey, leave me a comment below. What was your favorite part about today's live stream? And then if you have any suggestions of things that maybe I should think about putting into the journal, let me know. All right, everybody, have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Bye, everybody.